So, while I might have been away from YouTube for a while now, but I have not stopped building. So currently we are in the Stockholm main station, and as you can see, there is quite a lot of work that has been done here. I don't know if you've seen this before, but all these slots used to just be like boring limestone, and now over half of them are filled with pixel art, with the other half still being work in progress. There is now signs telling you which track is which and the departures. There will be a model hall like there was in the real Stockholm Central underneath here. You can walk down here and you can get to the tracks. There's me by the way. You can get up here and you can see this time the trains leave that and such. If we go further down, we will get to this boring, which will lead you to 3 elevators. These elevators will bring you to the subway station built by me and my good friend Buffy stuff. So here we have the subway trains leaving and coming in from the green line. You can go up further here, and I don't know if I've shown this on camera before, but here are some posters and revolving doors, and we will get out to the bridge above Stockholm Central. So yeah. Here later on will be bus traffic, like at least a taxi stop where with a few taxis lined up that you can take to different destinations. There is also now buses going around and a car. Also stopped in bikes. A few places. They are not my design, but they are like basically a version of the design I saw in Germany's Discord server, but using a few modded blocks like the Copycats. So I think that's most of the progress that's been done in the center of Stockholm since last time. So we are going to head out over to the island. And here some work has been done. So you can see 3 new beautiful houses. These took a while to design. I did knocked out 2 in a day, and this one took a couple days to build. It turned out quite nice. We have a vanilla warship I built for a friend. Not that good, but looks like a warship. So more. We also have now a drawbridge. If I grab a link controller here, I can raise it. There is still a lot of unfinished things. I need to detail all of this steel wall a bit more, so it's more interesting. And you can lower it again. Here we'll see the furniture factory. So I've set up a freight train bringing planks from my sawmill to here. At least that looks like it's bringing planks. Since this is creative, we have no actual use for like real farms. But yeah. These houses I did time lapses on. That one's new since last time I think. It's not too good, so I'll probably rip it out and begin again. Let's see. Here is a car that's schedule so nicely. I will have to sort that out later. Here's like a bit of wall that's been left behind from some kind of fortification for the city a long time ago. That was, I think, showed before. User showed before that. I think I also showed before. The server scrapyard has been moved to here, here on that island, instead of being away in the German area, which that area is getting redeveloped. So, let's move on to the current project at hand, and that is over here. So, I'm trying to currently flesh out this area around the sawmill to have trees and stuff, so it looks more interesting. So we're going to jump right into that. So the first order of business will be to build a small house here, and then a barn here. So like here, the barn and the house here probably. I think I'll put the house on an angle as well. So let's do that. So, we are now finished with the farm here, and all of this is covered in foliage. So now we need to cover all of this foliage with trees. There will be many thousand trees placed here, but also there will be some. So, and there. No, we're not gonna cover this in trees, I don't think, because I'm not happy with the terraforming here. Plan is like build the kind of up here, as I've already began, but that needs to be more gradual, so that will be worked on later. I also want to place like right at the edge of the terrain, since I'm not too happy about that edge, so that will be worked on later. Since all of here's like kind of a hill that blocks the view, I want another hill here. It's like the continuation of this mountain range going around here and going off somewhere, and having the stream coming through that and then out into the bay. So, like this this house, you will find eventually in my Discord or something. I'll probably make a channel for schematics, or maybe upload it to Patreon, maybe. I don't know, really. But, yeah. You also need to have like a bit of detail around here. I think this railroad crossing needs more work with some signs and stuff. So let's get started. So I think we start on the barn. Yeah, the trees are probably more important. So let's get that done. So, I have placed a fuck ton of trees now. I think all of this here is done in this time lapse, basically. Um, so, at least like that here, and then that, and these tree stumps and such. So, this was quite fun. Now, there is not that much left to do in the grand scheme of things over here. Here obviously needs to be some foliage, but that will be done later. I need to add like level crossing signs here, which I need to do with Armourer Workshop, I think. But there, and we also have to build a tractor, which is I think what we will do now, or at least try to. And
So, with these stitches here, I think we will be done for today. Since I think it adds quite a lot to have like a little ditch running alongside the farm road. It's quite nice, and it ties the place together, I feel like. It would be nice to have more ditches, but yeah, I have to build it on eventually on all of these roads, so I'll probably do that off camera instead. I also have to get cars running here, which will be fun, and it will look way more alive, having like a Saab or a Volvo going by every once in a while. But that is in the future though. Also want somewhere in the ditch to have like a old car that's gone down into the ditch by mistake. So there's a scene like that somewhere, and then there's like a tractor or a tow truck trying to pull it out. Yeah. Also I need to add like tractor threads inside of farms. But that will be later because I can't be arsed to do that right now. Like in between of recording the different parts for this, there is a whole new mountain range